Good morning, Saturday morning. Beautiful green day. Gorgeous weather. It's just been raining. I'm glad I'm at this side of the valley because at the other side it was really windy. There's a little duck down there. Okay. A little lonely duck. Good morning, Gordon. I've made the screen big and now I can't seem to make it smaller. That's going to be a problem. Good morning. Oh, that's good. Good morning, everyone. Saturday morning. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good week. And mental health week. And this morning I'm doing F for fatigue. The alphabet of mental health issues now. Chronic fatigue. Where do I start with that one? Now, chronic fatigue is different from just you've had a few late nights over the weekend and you wake up on a Monday morning and you feel a little bit tired and grouchy. Now, the difficulty that I don't envy the physicians who have to diagnose chronic fatigue, because a lot of what we've been talking about this week, anxiety, borderline, codependency, depression, all of them have symptoms simonious to the illness, and some can cross over and some can look very similar. So a lot of the conditions that go along with chronic fatigue syndrome are very similar to that of depression. Now, what I encourage, what I'm going to say at the beginning is, these are my opinions, do your own research. The next thing is getting out of denial around them. These things are not going to go away. I gave an example yesterday. I had a car that had an overheating issue and I genuinely thought it was magically just going to repair itself. Now, what probably started off as a simple head gasket that had blown, through my denial and neglect of that cylinder head gasket then became a warped head, which then ended up being a scored block and scored pistons, and the car needed a complete engine rather than me just taking care of it straight away. Now, one of the things in my observations have been in a clinical setting, when clients come with whatever presenting challenge they face, my first question would be, how long have you been feeling like this? And wait for it, 6 months seems to be about the average. Well, I've been feeling like this for 3 or 4 months, I've been feeling like this for 6 months, well, I've been feeling like this for 8 months. And it's like, okay, why, if our exhaust was blown in our car, or the tyres were below their legal limit, would we nip into Quick Fit or our local dealership and have them replaced pretty much immediately? Why, when it comes to ourselves, do we seem to put ourselves in the back burner and put everything else before our own needs, i.e. work? Oh well, you know, I've got work to take care of, I've got the kids to take care of, I've got my husband or wife to take care of, right? And then all of a sudden, the pack of cards come crumbling down. We find ourselves in a doctor's surgery, a psychiatric surgery, psychological surgery, find yourself in the therapeutic room reaching out for counselling, for help. Now, the first stage here is really that we think it's going to go away, we think it's going to pass, we think, oh, it'll be alright next week, I'll just bear with it, I'll just go on with it. Now, it's probably not. And what I would encourage each of us to think about here is that we are the most advanced piece of technology on this planet. We are far more sophisticated than the latest iPhone or the latest German or Italian sports car. And let's just say you went and bought an Italian sports car, right? You paid a few $100,000 or whatever, a lot of money for this sports car. Now, are you going to take that sports car to somebody that's not qualified, that's got a backstreet garage, that doesn't even put one of those plastic covers over your Napa leather interior when they jump in it to take it into their backstreet garage. No, you wouldn't do that. But why do we take ourselves into places like McDonald's, KFC, Domino's Pizzas, Papa John's? Would we put red diesel in a Ferrari Enzo? No, we're not going to do that. So first thing I'm going to say is I'd like to encourage you to look at mental health. These are a couple of guys I'm meeting later on. Good morning.
That's only one road, slow.
See you there at 8. Right, see you at 8 o'clock. Right, so how do you start to take accountability for your own mental health, your own emotional health? Right, so lecture over. First protocol is acceptance, and the likelihood is that it isn't magically going to disappear. Now, fatigue, although it can cross over in areas of loneliness, it can cross over depression, chronic fatigue or adrenal fatigue is a very, very different illness than depression and needs to be treated differently. It needs to be treated accordingly. Now, chronic fatigue cannot be helped with rest. You could sleep all weekend and still wake up and feel absolutely shattered. You feel as if you've got no enthusiasm, you've lost enjoyment for things that used to give you pleasure. But also counterintuitively here, when we go into a place where the body is feeling fatigued, lethargic, tired, drained, we have an innate capacity to scan within our environment and look for what's going to balance us. The organism, the human organism, is continually trying to find homeostasis. We're continually trying to find balance. So if internally we feel absolutely shattered, we've got this scanning modulation that goes out into the deck, the holodeck that we inhabit, and it looks for stimulants, coffee, caffeines, Red Bull, sugars, all these kind of things. So in a way they give us temporary relief. They make us feel better in the short term, but then we feel really bad straight after it. It's very interesting that how certain illnesses that I've spoke about this week, there is almost an uncanny how we reach out for certain types of food substances. Like it seems to be that people that are suffering from depression have this overwhelming compulsion to sit and eat a tub of Häagen-Dazs every night, or they reach for what Granny would call comfort foods to give us some kind of comfort in the moment, you know, starchy, complex carbohydrates, lasagnas, pastas, heavy, creamy meals, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to soothe this ill. Now, if you're going to go along to your doctor, now this is not your doctor's fault, I am not blaming the NHS, who do a splendid job, but the doctor only has on average 7 minutes to speak to you. And if you go in and you're not completely clear about your symptoms, they may sound like depression to him, and you may not have depression. So, this is where I'm setting myself up here to be challenged. Sometimes we need to rely on something more than our medical system in order to get a concrete diagnosis of what's going on with us. Your doctor's not an endocrinologist. Your doctor's probably not adversed in hormone imbalances, etc., etc., and it's not their first port of call to give you a blood test. That's within your right. That's within your right as a client of the NHS. That if how you're feeling, and what we all do is we were all taught that truth comes from authority. We were taught not to challenge the prevailing orthodox. Now, it's not to attack. I'm not suggesting that for a moment. What I'm suggesting you do is you have to get very, very clear, because these illnesses, if they go untreated, can be life-threatening. They can prompt us to suicidal idealisation, depression, aggression. They're all subcategories of what falls under how you're feeling. Now, if you've got an illness, cancer, or something underlying, fatigue could be the presenting issue. Okay, so first things first, West of Scotland, here we are in Scotland, we do so well, you know, part of the British Empire as well. Stiff upper lip, we don't talk about our challenges, we really don't talk about how we've ended up where we've ended up. And first protocol is acceptance, accepting where you're at and starting to look and research your own condition, okay? So if you're fatigued, if you're tired, a lot of people that I've seen over the years that come with fatigue, how did it start off? Well, it started off like flu, achy joints, really tired, their immune system seems to be a bit down, they catch every infection that's going, sore legs, aches and pains, flu-like symptoms, but just completely shattered. Okay, now you remember that it was called the yuppie flu that went around for a while, that was the ME, we've got MS, we've got massive amounts of symptoms that could sound very like depression, and you might not have depression. Your body might not be producing cortisol, you may be in burnout, you may have depleted your adrenal glands so badly through high levels of stress continually over a long period of time that your body is no longer producing cortisol, and we got to get checked for that. Okay, so if chronic fatigue syndrome is something that you feel that you're managing, you're putting a face on it, you know, you're going in at work and you're putting on this face and kidding on that you're okay, but inside you feel absolutely exhausted, that you could fall asleep at the beginning of the drop of a hat, that you have got symptoms of depressiveness and you're just not getting out of it and you wish it would end, speak to a physician, look into it yourself. You know, I've used some of those blood test markers to give me a biomarker of where I am in regards to my inflammation, etc. over the years. The most effective one I think I had recently was an omega-3 blood check. You know, yes, you're not going to get that in the NHS. Yes, that's £60, but you know, leave off the Häagen-Dazs for 2 or 3 weeks, and it's paid for itself. I was fortunate that my omega-3s weren't that bad, but because why am I saying that? Because that can be an indication of inflammatory markers. You know, are we looking at our pH levels? Are we looking as if we're acidic or alkaline? Are we checking out these very acidic factors? People are like that. What are you talking about, Ross? Okay, we've got a natural equilibrium of where we should be with our pH. When our pH starts to become very acidic through the overuse of sugars, processed foods, caffeines, etc. And it's a simple pH stick. You pee in it, you check where your pH is. I think your pH should be about 6.1 or something like that. Are you down in the 5s? Are you down in the 4s? Are you extremely acidic? If you're very acidic, you're more prone to inflammation. If you're more prone to inflammation, you're more prone to and susceptible to other kinds of illnesses. These are the kind of things that you can check yourself. Now, pH sticks are going to cost you, what, all of £3 or something like that. It's not difficult. These are certain things that we can take responsibility. What we tend to do is that when we become ill, we place all our power and all our responsibility over to the physician that's treating us. You're allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to get in to see your doctor and say, but why are you giving me that when that's how I'm feeling? You know, it's not aggressive, it's not arrogant. It's simply that you can take accountability and be in control of your own illness, if you like. So, if you're feeling fatigued, it's okay to talk about it. You're not broken, there's nothing wrong with you. We all experience tiredness from time to time, but if this tiredness has become debilitating and you've lost pleasure in activities and you're just not feeling like yourself, feels as if you've constantly got the flu, really don't hang on, it's not magically going to disappear. What I would like to see, and I'm sure everybody that's listening to this would like to see, friends that have experienced this and they didn't know anything about it and they get the call, oh, such and such has took their own life. None of us want to hear that. Absolutely none of us want to hear that. And do not let it get so bad that your family's getting a call that something's happened. It's okay to speak about this stuff. Really, there's no shame around it. We really need to break the stigma of mental health. everybody's doing some great jobs. A lot of colleagues are putting up some blogs as well, and we're not promoting this as a business. This runs much deeper than trying to reel people in for a business. There's charities or organisations that care. The people that have been doing this job, the majority of them have been through it themselves. We understand where you're at, and reach out and get the support that you need. The first step starts with you. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to shut your door even if I did know that was going on with you, and offer you help and assistance and advice without you asking. If you don't ask, you don't get. As my granny used to say, shy wains don't get any sweeties, right? So shy wains don't get any sweeties. This isn't about being shy, this is about taking accountability for where you're at. We understand where you're at, we're understanding what you're going through. Unfortunately, your doctor may not be giving you what it is that you really need. You might need an endocrinologist, you might be suffering from hyper or hypo thyroidism. There could be any number of things, but until you get effectively checked, you're never going to know. So would you take your Ferrari into a ladder garage? No, you wouldn't. First thing, look at yourself. You are worth it, and you also are a highly engineered and sophisticated piece of equipment. We need to take care of that equipment. So I'm wishing you a fantastic weekend. Rest up, get ready. It looks like next week we're gearing up to go into phase 1 of getting out of this lockdown. I'm sure we're all looking forward to it. Mixed emotions, I guess. I'm looking forward to getting back into some form of structure, normality, and also probably a lot of trepidation around about, you know, have I done enough in lockdown? Have I done too much? Have I done too little? You know, questioning your own mortality, questioning your own reality. That's okay. Things are going to be different when we come out of it, but it's going to be a slow and gradual process, and maybe you've even just watched some blog somewhere that's made some sense, and you are going to make those effective changes that you need to live a happier and healthier life and enjoy what time you've got here. So from New Lanark Woods, wishing you all the very best. Have a fantastic day, and speak to you tomorrow. What am I on? Sunday? Let's do grief. Speak tomorrow. Bye.